friends. So, I'd like to continue our conversation about architecture. So back in 2007, I was hardening fabrics, textile, and I was trying to make out of it shells that one could use for a tent, because spandex, which I was decorating events with, just wasn't lasting in the sun. So I used a gypsum type of emulsion. It was eco-friendly, called Material One. I don't know if it's available in your country. Back in South Africa. And we had some real success. We did use a bit of fiberglass mesh, but we didn't use any resin. It was with this Material One gypsum type of emulsion. And then at that time I opened the book. Listen to this miracle. Homework? Who's the author? Very popular author. I forgot, just shoot out of it. But it's called Homework. And there I saw a place called Timorlandia. Google Timorlandia, San Miguel de Allende, Mexico. It's quite a magical place that my teacher has constructed, Steve Kochler. Anyway, there was a double page on his work on ferrocement. So I emailed him, and true as Bob, within a week he had his, what he said, his last training. So I managed to get the visa just in time, and I flew over to Mexico, and I attended, I think it was about 2 weeks or 10 days, a seminar on ferrocement. I was the only one, so he just gave it to me person to person, which was really amazing. I created this sculpture out of rebar, just like a 3D thing with some mesh and some fibers. And he showed me his different constructions that he was doing all over San Miguel de Allende. And then I arrived back and I reconstructed, or I constructed first a shell for my dogs and my washing machine. And then I created this large seashell, 33 feet by 18 foot or 20 foot large seashell, which is still standing to this date. So the method he taught me works. It was very basic. The basics behind it, that you have columns every 3 meters, and then you have arched shapes between them. And then the structure would be self-supporting. You know, we're not talking about obviously super gigantic structures, because there you'd need to do some engineering, but without engineering, doing pillars, columns every 3 meters allowed me to, without any calculations, just to have a large shell standing. It was about 4 inches thick and probably about 5 inches thick. Yeah. Then I went and learned Dome Gaia, the aircrete domes, and at Earthship Academy, the Earthships with tires, cans and bottles. And I got into the whole idea of just redeveloping the Earthship for our climate. And we're like overcast about 4 months of the year. In winter, when we need the sun most, that's when it's not available. So November, December, January, there is no sun. And when it's like minus 20 Fahrenheit, then the sun comes out. When it's really, 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 really freezing, then it just dries up the clouds. There's this freezing temperature. It dries out the moisture out of the clouds, and the clouds disappear, and it's just sunny day. So that's basically been my journey. And then I learned some biochar technologies throughout at Nepal from Josh Kearns from Aqua Solutions, and a few other workshops. But the most important thing that I've done is I started to experiment myself. One thing learning and another thing arriving back on site and actually experimenting was all these tech. So I made 2 biochar filters myself, and I ran workshops on both of them. I ran a few dome workshops, and I built quite a few things on various lands and various continents in Brazil, Nepal, South Africa, 2 structures here in my country. And this summer I'm going to be building this design that I've been working on for 7 years. There's so many iterations of this design, and as you can, if you can Google or check out on my YouTube channel, here, look above or there, there is a video that mechanics behind Vastu. Now in this video I share with you this intricate pipework channels that take the hot air from the greenhouse, which this is the main difference what I've done in my design to earth ships. Earth ships just heat the walls by the mere amount of sun that enters the room. It enters all the ceiling is slightly slanted to allow for winter solstice, what are the equinox called? My brain is. Anyway, for 22nd of December to allow the sunlight to come in all the way to the back room. But since I don't have any sunlight in for 4 months of the year, I have to take in something else. I have to do something else. So what I've done is I basically increased the berm quite a lot larger than the earth ships, and I've taken the double layer of glazing, outer and inner, and between the two there's going to be a hot pocket. So I don't overheat the greenhouse because I don't want super frying desert temperature in there, because I want to enjoy it, I want plants to enjoy it. So between the 2 layers of glazing where I can pump, where the temperature will reach really, really high, I placed some black tubes on top that can heat up to like unbearably high temperatures just from the sun. And the second thing I've done is I put a parabolic dish at the bottom, and also heating hot air and hot water. And all of this heat, when the sun is available, I'm going to be storing in a much larger thermal mass that's insulated all around. That's another feature that I've implemented in my design. So the thermal mass is insulated not just like the earthship from the top and back, but also insulated from underneath, so we don't lose the heat to the soil, because the ground is really cold. And by the way, I've built without insulating underneath. It was really, my feet nearly froze. I stayed overwintered in this home last winter, and it's just the biggest mistake I've done is not insulating the floor. But anyway, so in this instance, the berm is also going to be insulated underneath, and the berm is going to be insulated right behind the living wall, which earthship doesn't do, because the earthships absorb the heat, the sunlight in, and then they go through this wall, or warming up the tires, the tire wall, and that wall through. Just gradually the heat moves back further into the berm. Apparently it takes about 2 years for earthship to operate properly. Yeah. Now, first of all, I don't want to wait for 2 years, and second of all, I'm going to be heating up the berm a lot more. First of all, I'm going to throw in a few thousand bottles filled with water in there. I don't know about thousands, but many bottles of water, because water is a very good thermal mass. Yeah. And through these intricate pipes that you can see in the video, is the mechanics behind Waterlarium on my YouTube channel. Yeah, I'll add the link to this video at the end. Through these pipes, I will take the heat from the sun, water and hot air, and channel the hot air into the berm and channel the hot water into the tanks also in the berm. The IBC tanks. So just gonna do a little heat exchange, little coil in there, like a metal pipe. And so this is the biggest experiment. Now, this summer, on the 2nd of August, we're running a workshop where we're gonna learn how to build the walls out of Hyper Adobe, my style. And I'm master of this material, real master. I've done over 27,000 feet, running feet of Hyper Adobe. We're going to learn to do two half domes, which are on both sides, which also act as a buttress. They're not just there for fun, they're also a buttress for the vault, a timber vault, which is a third method, which is by its natural design wanting to push out. Yeah, and the fourth method is the aircrete dome. We're not going to be making aircrete, we're just going to buy aircrete bricks and we're going to use them as is. With this giant 5-foot window and a ferro cement tube. So those are the 4 methods, plus of course the wetland. The wetlands, maybe many of you have seen. I have figured those out. I've built 9 constructed wetlands of various types back in my home in South Africa. And yeah, so that stuff is figured out. So basically these 5 things, that's what you're going to walk out with. I know them, I've taught them, I've built them, and I guarantee that you'll walk out with those skills. When you guys leave, I will be then hustling and enjoying taking the heat, taking the pipes from the parabolic dish, the water and air, and from the top of the greenhouse, yeah? And actually sending it through into the berm and all those heat exchanging channels, pipes, and whatever else. I don't want to overwhelm you because the system is complex. I'm going to figure it out so at future workshops I can teach how, and we can actually do the whole thing from start to finish. But it's something that can't be done in a workshop, obviously, because I'm doing it first time. So this is it. Although I will be recording everything, the whole process, and sharing with you. And this coming winter, in a year's time, or in 10 months' time, I'll be pilot testing. So I'll have little sensors in the berm, checking out the incoming temperature, checking out the outgoing temperature, and actually testing how hot is the berm. And I didn't finish the thought. Why do I have an insulation behind right behind the wall, which earthships don't? Because I'm going to be pumping the heat there, you know, for 8 months of the year. I have a feeling that by the end of August, that berm will get quite warm. Now, you know how thermal mass works. Like you stand next to a big stone and it's just the air is chilled at the end of the afternoon and you're feeling this warmth. So if I overheat this wall and I don't have insulation, I have a feeling that I'm just gonna smother by the end of August inside the home. So that's why I'm insulating the thermal mass all around. Back, top, outside side, in the inside and underneath, yeah? So it's like a thermos all around. Look how nice they make it here, all for people. So safe, so safe. Oh, it's just great. Really, really great. I love our country. So this is it. That's what I wanted to share with you. Just give you a little heads up that I'm on it. I'm on the bioarchitecture. I'm on this unit. And I am so excited about actually constructing it, because it's been really since 2017 I've been sketching this unit of this cold climate bioarchitecture. By the way, it will work in warm climate as well, because I've placed the windows. That's another thing I've done. I went to a Vastu training, 21-day live Vastu training. And with my Vastu teacher, I sent him this design. We designed that the windows and the entrances are according to Vastu, to bring in balance, financial abundance into this bermed home. You may not have known, but doing an earthship as it is, with the buried sides from east, west and north, is not good for your spiritual and financial abundance. Because although the greenhouse is all the windows in an earthship are north south facing, although it's really good for the plants, we are not plants. We are people and spiritual beings. That's why having all the windows just south is it's Mars. It promotes it's that southern aggressive sun. It's really pumping, potent. So in my design, I've placed very specific attention on developing windows based on the Vastu grid. North, east, south, west, and the entrance is just off the east axis. Okay, so you find the center of the home. The easiest way is to put it on a pin, cut out the design or overall floor plan and put it on a pin, and where it balances out, that's the center of the home. And from there you can get the north, the east, south, the east, west, and all the diagonals between them. So anyway, so the design is really the best of my designs. Many years of research and sketching, and I really mean it. If you look at all the videos and all the stuff that I've been putting out on cold climate, I've put in a lot of thought, and I simplified it, because the last thing I want is to you know, let's not focus on what I don't want. What I want is a simple design that can be done mostly in one training, and then the heat exchanging pipes I can do in my own time when the students leave. So I invite you to my country, and I can't name the name right here because of the situation that's happening in the world, but you know the country, and if you don't, send me a message. And I invite you this summer to come and experience it with me, this live training. Yeah, we will be doing future workshops in America. I have a good feeling, looking for a base to land, the Academy of Bioarchitecture America. But right now we are doing it here. So that's what I wanted to share with you. And by the way, check out my courses. Your investment in yourself through my courses and upgrading of your knowledge and your skills supports my design and R&D, as well as the construction of this building. So your support is much appreciated, and I look forward to be meeting you in our digital classroom or during our live training on the 2nd of August. So thank you. Have a fantastic day, evening. All the best.